Now, if we want to play a game, we want to pretend, let's play the game of life that we're trying to play as well as we can. Let's teach our dogs how to survive, how to stay out of the shelter. Well, how do we do that, Brandon? Let's take the world that we live in outside of our home and say that it is the Serengeti plain, and that in order for this dog to survive, they will have to know where the pitfalls are, where the dangers are, where the life and death situations. What are some of those life and death situations? Other dogs that are walking on the leash, walking into your territory, or you walking into their territory. What does the dog feel about that? It feels that it needs to protect its territory. And when a dog begins to protect its territory because we're walking through that territory, the games and things that we play when we're at home tell our dogs to challenge another dog for their territory that they will never own. So we should teach them avoidance work to stay away from dangerous and potentially aggressive situations, not running to it. Don't play the games that make them run to the assertive, a dominant situation. That's what the toys do. Teach them to retreat. We should be teaching classes of teaching our dogs how to retreat potentially dangerous and aggressive situations. That will keep them out of the shelter. That will allow for them to survive. And we have to teach them that it is a matter of life or death that they're able to do that. Because believe me, it is a life and death game that we are playing with them, and we are playing very loosely with our dogs. That's why as a puppy, we must start. Well, but people say, well, Brandon, I don't have a puppy. I did the politically correct thing and I adopted a dog. You adopted an adult dog, a dog that has some history, skeletons in the closet, bones in the closet, All right then. So can we turn back the hands of time to change this? And I'm saying you can. But first you have to understand what nature has placed in them. And then stop doing things that will enhance the very thing that will get you in trouble. We do not play with our dogs like this. I want you to understand. This does not mean play to them. This is about life and survival. They're practicing something that is hormonally in them. Do not participate in that to say that I'm your buddy. No, they're looking for leadership. I often tell this story about, I often tell my story about being a friend to my daughter. And at one point, I had to say, you know what? I can't be her friend. I need to be her father. That's not my role. It's not your role to challenge your dog and then want your dog to listen to you. We don't challenge our kids and then want them to listen to us. We want them to understand that we are who we are today, tomorrow, and forever if we want them to survive and live life correctly. Those parents that do that with their children are very successful. I'm sure there are some that are not, but for the most part, we know that when we have a great control over our kids early on, then they generally turn out well, unless they get influenced by someone else. So, we'll continue.